Alright, and welcome back to the shop. Today got a random video, different than normal stuff. Today I've got a vacuum cleaner. It's a Bissell 12 amp vacuum cleaner. Probably standard, and most people probably have this vacuum because it's fairly cheap and it's fairly decent. But I have this new problem where when I turn it on, even though I always bring it down here and I clean out the filters and I blow everything out with the air compressor and I maintain it frequently, it has now developed a weird sucking sound, which I know it's supposed to make a sucking sound, but it's something going on down here. I'm going to illustrate that. When I turn it on, it now just makes this sad sound, like it's not really into doing its job anymore. So I'm gonna try to figure out if there's some loss of vacuum. I don't know, and we're gonna get into it. So I'm gonna go through here, and take off some parts, and I'll hopefully be able to get you to hear this sound. I'm gonna plug it in right now. Oh, there it is. That might be enough to illustrate that. I'm going to open it up and see what's going on. First thing, I'm just going to try to show you what's going on. I'm taking these two screws off of this side. Once you kick it back, two screws on this side, then there's these two little brackets that come out that hold the whole unit in the vacuum. That's what gives it the pivot right there. So the next thing I'm going to do is take out this one, and see if I can get this front sleeve off behind the light and all that, and see what's going on. I think there's something going on in here, and we're gonna check it out. Alright, you get the front piece off with those screws there I was just mentioning, and I pull this off, and there's the motor. Everything looks actually surprisingly pretty clean. The only thing I can notice is there's actually some debris in here, and I'm wondering if that's creating an issue in the vacuum where there might be leakage, because this is the out, you're sucking air through this out. So I'm wondering if something's going on here in leakage, because this is the seal that you end up changing out. There's that little blockage for the major debris here that fits underneath there. That's how that all works out. All the blades look pretty decent in there. They're metal. So I'm going to go ahead and try to clean this up and then just assemble it and turn it on and see if that did any good at all. Okay, so I've got the light on here. One thing I did notice, and it is a vacuum-y type position here, I noticed there is some funk coming through this. I cleaned everything out, I cleaned all that debris out, and I was just hitting this with some silicone spray because there is a little bit of an insert where this fits in to that, and I figured I'd help clean anything out, blow it out again. But then I noticed down in here, look at that. Can I get that in focus? Oh, there it is. Look at that. There's some funk in there, and it's through this hole, and that's kind of around the area that I've been hearing the noise. So I'm wondering if this chunk of gunk in here has anything to do with that. If it got stuck under the rubber gasket or in it, so it's not allowing it to do what it's supposed to do anymore. Yeah, duh. Just pull this whole thing right out, and then you can see what's going on. There's a vacuum there, and that's stopping it. I'm almost hoping that's going to be my deal. Look at, there's more down there. So this has definitely got to have something to do with it right there. So you can pull that out, pull this out. Yeah, it's in there. How does that happen? There we go. And then you got this little bit of debris down there. So make sure you get it all out. Hit it with the air compressor. I'm going to clean this off, spray it with some silicone, because this is rubbery material. So we'll do that and put it back. Okay, I've got it back together. I put all the screws back in. Luckily, one thing that's cool is that all the screws are exactly the same, so you don't have to worry about which holes they go in. Just a side note. I put it back together, and I pulled this piece that goes up here, and I just wanted to just tell you that if you don't clean this, you should, because I just hit this with the air compressor. This is what happens after use. And if you're not cleaning this, you're not getting, you know, full power out of your vacuum because it's just going to clog up those slots. And this is the main part of the induction. Like, that's what's sucking all of the air through that hose that comes from the base. So, you know, the bigger the gaps here, the better. So I usually just hit it with the air compressor, but you can just run this in the sink. It's all plastic and, you know, and rubber, so you don't have anything to worry about. But clean this. What I'm going to do now is finish cleaning this, putting it back in there. We're going to assemble it and see if that sucking weird sound is gone because of that little gasket in there, and let's hope that was a simple fix. Also clean this out. I blew this out with the air compressor and cleaned the filter down below, so you should take that foam piece out that's down there and rinse it off every so often, and take that filter out and, you know, hit it with the air compressor too, so all those little, you know, bits are clean. Everything looks good. We're going to throw that back in. Moment of truth. Let's turn it back to the same position we had it before. Turn it on. Not hearing any sucking other than what it's supposed to. Hold on, we'll go through the... Oh, there it is. Yeah, I'm calling it a good one. I'm calling that a fix. That is fantastic. So if you're having that problem, don't toss the vacuum. Don't bring it to a repair shop. I mean, there's less than 8 screws you got to pull out. You pull that little piece off, you need 1 screwdriver, and that's it. So do this stuff yourself, folks. Do it. Fix it. If you're losing suction on your vacuum, as I was, and hearing that weird, strange sucking noise that's not typical, that you don't hear all the time, check it out. It's worth a shot. And while you're down here, clean the rollers, cut the little hairs off, and do all that, because this is maintenance and your stuff will last a lot longer. Thanks for joining me. I hope this can help somebody. Looking great. Does what it's supposed to do, like it used to be. Thanks for watching.